Hey, what's going on, everybody? Japan back next. I'll say yes, but something else. Holy shit! The Twitter apocalypse is upon us, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone, pack your bags, head to Mastadon and Threads. Save yourself now, because from this day forward, Twitter will no longer be known as Twitter. Elon Musk, in his infinite wisdom, has decided that he was going to rebrand the company from the ground up, and is now going to be known as X. You will no longer be tweeting. It will now be known as Xing. It's going to be Xbox Live, Triple X, Xbox the Spot, X Factor, the whole 9 yards, any fucking joke that you can bring to bear to talk about X, because this is what he's wanted to do for a whole long time now. And by a long time, I mean ever since October. Because that's when he acquired Twitter, okay? It's his company, his rules. He is going to make it an extension of himself and his sort of better temperament and sensibilities. And therefore, Daddy Elon Musk is going to tell you all that from this day forward, Twitter is no longer going to be about a blue bird. It's going to be about X. And it's like, are you the fucking least creative kid on the block? This is like a billionaire, right? He acquired Twitter for something like $44 billion, and he's just been like trying to make it profitable, trying to turn everything around and make it about, profit as a business. And I remember, like, ever since he actually took over and started to, change how the company worked from the inside out, there was a mass exodus of Twitter employees that left disgruntled because it's just like, yo, bro, we got hired on board Twitter. We've been here for years. We've been here longer than you. And you come in here, you start shaking things up and changing things how they were and kicking us out. Meanwhile, my question is, who the fuck asked for this rebranding? Number one. Nobody asked for this. It's not like the people, the unwashed masses, were all looking to Elon and being like, please, Daddy Elon, rename the platform. Twitter's already a garbage dumpster fire as it is. Go ahead, just change everything. Change it to become something more reflective of the masses. And Daddy Elon, in his mind, decided that he was going to bestow a great gift upon the people. X. And it just seems stupid as hell. This is the dumbest thing I've seen all year, honestly. Bar none. Because it's who asked for this, number one? This just seems like a diktat from a fucking rich prick that decided that because he owns it, his house, his company, his rules. And we all gotta live with it. So everything is gonna surround the letter X, Videos on Twitter, or I should say X, I'm not going to be able to get used to that for a couple months at least. Because, Twitter, in spite of the fact that it was a raging dumpster fire, it basically encouraged you to be the absolute worst version of yourself in being antagonistic and hateful of others that did not share your own opinions. I still like the platform for, anything pleasant that it could offer me. Be it pornography, be it videos, be it interesting information, be it a variety of various things. Even fucking fellow furries trying to offer me, a pleasant reminder that I was valued, cherished, and appreciated for who I was and what I was all about. But under X, various furries have already announced their plans to sort of jump ship. They're going to be heading over to Mastodon, maybe even heading on over to Threads. Even though Threads had already conceded defeat earlier this week, I guess Elon Musk decided that, hey, with the competition out of the way, let's just go ahead and steamroll this shit through. We're going to call it X. It's going to be X. And it's the connotation surrounding X, it's why X? You mean to tell me that in spite of the fact that you are a bona fide billionaire, you got billions of dollars, multiple businesses, and all of this going for you, and you can't be the least bit creative enough to think of something a little bit better, like X Factor, or Triple X, or Sector X from the Star Fox series? You mean to tell me that in spite of all that money, all of that fame, and all of that notoriety riding on you, you couldn't think of something the least bit better? Twitter, it was always cute with that little blue bird and the fact that you could tweet something, that if you were typing a post up on Twitter, it was called a tweet, and that you were tweeting it. Xing just doesn't roll off the tongue like tweeting does, So I don't understand where Elon Musk got this fucking idea, but I guess he was that edgy kid back in high school, was at the back in the class, drawing the 90s S and acting like he was all hip and cool and with it, but I guess, he knows better, right? He's got the billions of dollars. He knows better than I do about how to run his own company, even though it's fucking not been profitable for ever since he acquired it. And ever since he acquired it, right, back in October, last year, right, The furries certainly didn't appreciate him coming in and changing things up and like putting on character limits and doing this, that, and the other, like let alone the mass exodus of employees in the tech industry from Twitter. It was just like, yo, bro, we do not appreciate this new management coming in and changing things up, let alone bringing back alt-right commentators. Me personally, I think that Twitter should be for everybody, and you know, you have the means at your disposal to block people or mute people that you don't really appreciate hearing the opinion from. But see, there's a zero-sum game here, because a lot of furries, they think that only their opinion matters. Therefore, they're going to shove it down your throat and make you hear it. And if you have an opposing opinion, God help you, because the Twitter hate mob will track you down, gun you down in the streets like a dog you are. Nah, I'm just kidding. They don't have the balls to do that, but if they did, you bet your sweet bippy that they'd do it. Anyway. So like a lot of like furries are already, they were preparing for the storm, right? They were making a nice little nest egg, and by nest egg, they were looking into alternatives for Twitter. And already over the years, various alternatives for Twitter have come and gone, right? You had Minds that was supposed to cultivate an enriched culture of creativity and expression, but really just turned into alt-right bullshit and those that couldn't make it on Twitter. And then you had Gab, right? Gab was supposed to be the Twitter alternative. It was supposed to be the Twitter killer, but it turned into, again, alt-right conservatives that were bitching about the fact that they were banned on Twitter. They couldn't make it on Twitter, so they went over to Gab, and Gab's reputation kind of tanked as a result. And a lot of people in the establishment, right, they took snipes at Gab. Granted, Gab had become so unpopular that they didn't even need that outside intervention to sort of like mow them down and crush them into the ground, as it was already like taken place. So like, alternatives have come and gone. Granted, there was never a precedent for actually looking into the alternatives until more recently. Now you have Threads and you have Mastodon. Threads already kind of threw in the towel earlier this week, but, you know, there's renewed, like, newfound interest that Threads could become a viable platform if we just give it a little bit of time, maybe a little bit of attention. And so people were already flashing screen caps of their contact information should anything actually happen with Twitter. Same with Mastodon, although that was months ago when it was seen that, you know, Elon was kind of doing some weird things. He was playing fast, loose, and furious with the whole Twitter platform as a whole. And various people were getting nervous on the platform because they didn't want change. And, you know, by that same token, I understand that we should be overcoming our, like, you know, inner desires to keep things as they are, because if change never occurs, then things become stagnant and people become, you know, dissatisfied with the whole thing. There needs to be something that jostles you back to reality. But granted, in this case, why not just keep it as it is? Because Twitter has already proven itself to be an empirically, like, successful platform. Everybody wants to use it. Everybody wants to be here. Everybody wants to express their opinions and do this, that, and the other. Post videos, content creation, the whole 9 yards. Advertising. Big deal. You know, especially, like, reeling it back to the furry fandom, right? That's how, like, small name artists become known. They do commissions for people. People sort of quote retweet, or they, like, you know, take videos. They sort of disseminate all that, and they'd be like, hey, yo, check out this artist sometime. Support them. They're a very bona fide, fantastic artist. You should check them out. All that just thrown out the window, you know? Granted, Twitter's algorithm kind of changed a couple of times. I don't know if you all noticed, but various people were complaining about the fact that certain things that weren't even remotely in the same ballpark as their realm of interests were starting to hit their For You section. It was kind of the least bit jarring, because it's like, okay, I can understand that you want to expose me, you know, broaden my horizons, but when I voice an interest and an affinity towards certain things, the things that I see in the For You section should also reflect that, don't you think? Anyway, whatever. It's Elon Musk. He's got that. He's got his fucking platform. He's going to remake it in his image, even if that image is as a cringeworthy fucking middle schooler drawing a fucking 90s S. In this case, it's going to be the stylized X. So, as far as Elon Musk goes, he seemed alright in the early days when I didn't really know much about him, but I just call him Mr. Tesla now. I just call him Mr. fucking Mars Mission Control, because he wanted to, like, float a fucking Mars mission off the ground and set up a colony on Mars. Granted, the whole excitement surrounding all that kind of faded away because, you know, for whatever reason, he decided that acquiring Twitter was more of a precedent than space exploration. So, you know, and, like, the whole story behind, like, you know, his project to get people on Mars, it's looking less and less likely by the year. You know, it's already looking pretty unpleasant because, one, it's going to be like a one-time, one-trip journey. That's a one-way ticket for anybody that decides they want to actually go to Mars. You know, a suicide mission, effectively. If, like, certain supplies and things like that do not get to the people that they need it. Because, I don't know if you all know this, but Mars ain't exactly the most hospitable planet in the solar system. And, like, as far as this other business, Tesla, all I keep hearing about nowadays is the fact that Tesla cars keep blowing up inexplicably. I don't know if it's like user error or a fundamental design flaw in the actual like construction of the vehicle, but still, it doesn't look good. So as far as Elon Musk's business acumen and professionalism and all that, he talks a big game, but as far as like the actual results, I can certainly tip my hat off at the fact that he's a bona fide billionaire, but at the same time, he's not exactly, it's not to the degree that you would actually, like, take, you know, lay confidence in him, confide in him as being an actual, like, you know, responsible businessman that he should be. He's just basically a man-child that's basically doing whatever with his money. But whatever. Maybe, just maybe, this is going to be a good change, because people are trying to convince me of the fact that this is going to be a good thing, okay? That, at the very least, at the end of the day, that all that ire, fire, fury, and frustration on Twitter is going to magically fade away. I will say that it will at the very least stem the tides of drama, if for a little bit, but do I see this as a good change all around? He's fucking with us, right? He's got to be.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Now, in light of all the controversy that surrounded the rebranding surrounding Twitter, various furries out there have decided to offer a port in the storm. They've been suggesting a site known as BlueSky. Blue Skies, which at least offers to act as a substitute for Twitter and everything it was supposed to be. You know, a repository for various people to get together and be able to voice their opinions, you know, post artwork, videos, the whole 9 yards, everything that can be done on Twitter, or at least the Twitter that we knew, can now be done on Blue Skies. So, is this going to go anywhere? It looks a hell of a lot more like Twitter than Threads or Mastodon ever did. At the same time, BlueSky, if you're wanting to jump ship and head on over to BlueSky, check it out, see what it's all about, there's a little bit of a waiting list right now. And you know what? I actually voiced I expressed my interest in joining the platform. I was put on a waiting list because unless you were explicitly invited, as in you were given an invite token and you get to jump ship and head on over and, like, you know, enjoy the platform or everything it's got, well, there's a little bit of a waiting list right now. I think it's something to do with like their server capacity, whether they can accommodate that many, like, you know, people jumping on board, jumping ship from Twitter, offloading themselves onto BlueSky. Where we go from here beats me, but at least there's something of a viable alternative here than, say, Mastodon or Threads. Mastodon, I don't like how it's sort of laid out as far as like, hey, everything is condensed into threads. So if you want something very specific, you're going to have to join this and, you know, specify that. You know, Threads, I think it's kind of small right now. It's basically an offshoot extension of Instagram. So if you don't like Instagram, or you don't have like any major use for Instagram, then that might put you off. But either way, all three of these alternatives sound a hell of a lot better than Gab or Minds ever did. Now, admittedly, this has been a very shitposty, rambling video, and I do appreciate all bearing with me, but at the same time, I just wanted to provide to you all a visceral reaction in the face of everything that I had faced or borne witness to from then to now. You know, and it remains to be seen where Elon Musk is even going to be taking Twitter. Oh, I'm sorry, X from here on out. But at the same time, various people are not all down with the rebranding, and they want to jump ship ASAP. So let's just go ahead and hope that the various alternatives that are cropped up, like Threads, Mastodon, and Blue Skies, can actually act as viable alternatives for those that are seeking a different platform, you know? Anyway, I think that's just about do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Till next time, guys, take care and peace. I hope you all have a better one. Hey fellas, thanks for watching the video today. I really hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe for more. You really appreciate that, right? And hey, if you're in the mood for gaming, why don't you check me on Twitch sometime, link in the description below. Anyway, till next time guys, take care and peace. I hope you all a better one.